He's skilled enough, yes. I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys and your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beaten.
He is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great.
Man, this is gonna be better than damn Circus on Lake. Yeah, it's gonna look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Mike Tyson has shown respect for Jake Paul's skills, saying the YouTuber turned boxer deserves more recognition. Tyson points out that Jake has real talent and qualities many critics ignore. He believes people dismiss Paul's abilities just because he comes from a different background in boxing. For Tyson, Jake's level of performance in the sport deserves acknowledgement no matter how he started.
He keeps saying he wants to fight you. Do you want to fight him?
That could be very interesting.
It could be interesting.
I never took it really serious, but yeah, that could be really interesting.
Do you think that he is skilled enough to make it something that you might actually want to do?
He's skilled enough, yes. I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys and your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beaten.
Jake Paul has once again caught the sporting world's attention. Not just for his controversial fights but also for the platform he uses to showcase them. Paul highlighted that boxing is becoming more thrilling with each passing day. With Netflix joining as the streaming partner, it marks a new chapter for the sport. This is important because Netflix, one of the biggest entertainment platforms worldwide, is now bringing boxing to a wider audience that might never have tuned into traditional pay-per-view events.
It's massive.
Like,
yeah,
I know we're
massive.
taking it very nonchalantly.
Massive.
This is going to be your next super fight. And this
on
is
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Insane.
So it's another Netflix fight.
November 14th, Netflix.
Hey, it's fun.
shit.
It's funny. Like, actually, you kind of like pioneered this a little bit. The pay-per-view model for combat is dying, it seems, especially now with the Paramount's acquisition of UFC. It seems like free fights may be the way of the future.
Piracy is such a big problem. That's what it is.
And I thought you did that with one of your fights where you were going against the piracy. What fight was that? Where I don't know, maybe.
No, I mean so there's there was like the TV era of boxing, then there was the pay-per-view era of boxing, and now we're going into the streaming era of boxing. So it's just interesting. Things are gonna get weird, but
I mean,
shout out to Netflix to like believe in it.
So at what point can we give a shout out to your mom?
This topic is really interesting and really clip worthy. That's why I keep hammering him with questions. Do we move on now? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we can move on. I would just say this, Jake. Let me tell you something, bro.
Okay.
And I don't mean to lil bro you, but
he always does.
Can we switch it to younger
Oh
bro?
my God.
Younger bro?
yeah,
instead of
sure,
little
whatever
bro?
the fuck you want.
He is bigger than
He's
you.
actually bigger than you. He's actually bigger than you.
Not
So-
height wise.
Yo, today, right now, you guys get in an argument and it goes down. Who's winning?
I mean, Jake's on edge, bro. I think he's. Here's the difference. He's capable of,
I know more.
like, really. I'm not sure. I mean, well.
Okay.
Mike Tyson's opinion carries huge weight in boxing, thanks to his legendary career and experience with some of the hardest hitters ever. After sparring with Jake Paul, Tyson admitted that Jake's punches packed more power than expected. He said his whole body was sore after the session, a statement that surprised many who had underestimated Paul's strength. Coming from Tyson, a man who has both taken and delivered devastating knockouts, this was serious praise. It shows that Paul's power is real, not just hype, and proves that his commitment to strength training and boxing fundamentals makes him a serious athlete, not just a YouTuber trying his hand at combat sports.
I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round. Then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after, the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it. But my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff.
Mike Perry, known for his blunt opinions, strongly criticized the idea of Gervonta Davis facing Jake Paul. Perry believes Davis is no longer the knockout fighter he used to be, suggesting his passion for boxing has faded. He added that when a fighter loses their love for the sport, it's extremely tough to compete against opponents who are naturally bigger, heavier, and more driven. Perry pointed out that despite Davis's skill and speed, he would struggle against Paul, who could enter the ring nearly 180 pounds heavier. That kind of weight difference is significant, affecting how punches land, how stamina is tested, and how much damage a fighter can take.
He's big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Yeah, true. Final question from me. Canelo, Terrence Crawford, who you got in that fight?
I think I'm going with the Mexican power.
Trainer Greg Hackett gave a balanced perspective, explaining that Gervonta Davis's decision to fight Jake Paul is driven by financial reasons rather than desperation. Hackett emphasized that there is nothing wrong with chasing a big payday, as every fighter looks for ways to maximize their earnings. He said taking this fight does not mark the end of Davis's career or take away from his achievements. It is simply a business choice. Hackett urged fans and critics not to judge Tank harshly, noting that boxing has always been closely tied to money, with prize fighting often focused as much on financial rewards as on legacy.
I saw the headlines, and I saw that they was, instead of him fighting Lamont, he'd be fighting Jake, whatever. At first I was like, damn, Tank, like, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's up. But then I started thinking about it throughout the day. I'm thinking about it, I'm seeing the posts, and I'm like, yo, none of this is guaranteed. Like, none of that we do in life is guaranteed. And it's also not a guarantee that we all gonna be here for a long time. You know what I mean? We all know somebody that died too early. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I know about life, when I hear old heads talk, you ask them about regrets. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. At the end of the day, man, you taking a shot at some money. We all wish we could have made that kind of money. I don't understand the issue. He could come back and fight whoever he want after that. His career is not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of fucking demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But, you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. This is a big robbery. You know what I'm saying? This is what people do in the corporate world every day. Still money. He doing it. I'm not mad at that, man. Yeah, I ain't mad at Tank for some that.
Former champion Timothy Bradley didn't hold back, calling the whole event a circus. He pointed out that the size difference is too big to ignore, with Jake Paul naturally over 200 pounds while Gervonta Davis built his career as a lightweight. Bradley argued that this kind of matchup hurts boxing's credibility because it ignores the basic rule of fair competition within the same weight class. He sees the fight as more of a promotional stunt than a true sporting contest. Bradley's criticism reflects the concerns of traditionalists who feel mismatches like this damage boxing's reputation, turning it into entertainment rather than a sport. His comments show frustration with the trend of putting spectacle and money above fair, competitive matchups.
Man, this is gonna be better than damn Circus on Lake. Yeah, they gonna look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Yeah, the circus continues. This is why I can't stand damn Jake Paul. This is why I can't stand him, man. Shoot. Man, Canelo Alvarez is about to jump on that train, too. You know, you got guys like Andre Ward that want to take care of Jake Paul. You got guys, again, Tank. We already knew this was coming. You know, this was supposed to come right after the Rose fight, but he got a draw. Now they didn't skip and ski past the damn Roach fight. Ain't that damn something? I cannot believe this. It's crazy, man. That's why you gotta stop hanging out there and out there in the ATL, man. Stop hanging out there in that ATL, man. You'll be wearing a skirt in a minute, man. Y'all act like y'all ain't seen them damn videos of them dudes wearing all them skirts, man. Yeah, then all these rappers and stuff wearing skirts and dresses, man. Man, Tank you better not put a dress on, Tank. Don't put no damn dress on, man. Don't do that, man. But anyways, man, look. This is all jokey jokes. You can take it serious if you want to take it serious. I don't give a damn. Yeah, Tank. Ducking and dodging, hiding out. Oh, yeah, is it a payday? Hell yeah, it's a payday. Ooh, it's a payday out of this world. Man, Tank Davis he's saving PBC. You know PBC ain't getting no money from Amazon. Y'all know that.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult spoke bluntly, saying Jake Paul is likely to land powerful shots on Gervonta Davis. He based this on the obvious physical advantages Paul brings to the ring: size, reach, and punching power. While Tank is talented, Showbiz believes Paul's strength and durability will let him control the fight. This view adds to doubts about Davis's chances in the matchup. Despite Davis's speed and skill, Showbiz thinks the difference in physical size will be the deciding factor, giving Jake the edge.
Tank Davis beat Jake Paul. I mean, you have Shakur Stevenson saying Jake Paul doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and that Gervonta Tank Davis would just outbox him and beat him on points.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
And I get that, but when I think of Tank Davis, I think of a guy who kind of counters you to knock you out. I think of a guy who's not really a busy fighter. And this isn't just a size thing, because hell, if it was Jake Paul versus the prime Manny Pacquiao, I would say Manny Pacquiao because of Manny Pacquiao's style, how busy he is, how he hops in and out, I think he would collect the points. While Tank Davis, I think he punches the least amount of all fighters in the world right now. So do I think he can one punch KO Jake Paul? Well, the thing is about Gervonta has really shown a huge amount of concern fighting anything north of 130.
Several analysts have questioned Tank's ability to knock out Jake Paul. They point to his recent fight against Lamont Roach, where Davis struggled to make a real impact against an opponent who was smaller, weaker, and less naturally talented than Jake. The fact that he couldn't seriously hurt Roach makes critics wonder how he could damage a much bigger and tougher fighter like Paul. This reasoning has led many fans to doubt whether Tank's knockout power will work against significantly larger opponents. It's not just about landing punches, but whether those punches carry enough force to do real damage, something analysts are skeptical about in this matchup.
That Gervonta Davis will actually knock out Jake Paul? Because in my opinion, he won't, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Gervonta Davis, my Muslim brother Abdul Wahid, he will not knock out Jake Paul, and let me tell you why. But before I do, like I said, please let me know your thoughts. Please, I want to figure out what you guys think about this, because I mean, I just woke up to this news and I'm trying to process this as I'm making this video. So let's get into it. First thing that came to my mind, Gervonta Davis will not knock out Jake Paul. Let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about the Gervonta Davis side first. I mean, let's look at his last fight, ladies and gentlemen. This man fought Lamont Roach, a world champion at 130 pounds. And Gervonta Davis was never, ever, ever able to budge him, to hurt him, to rock him, to drop him. If anything, the 130-pounder Lamont Roach, and him being a 130-pounder, actually looked bigger than Gervonta Davis on Fight Night. The 135-pound champion looked smaller than the 130-pound champion. And let's not act like Lamont Roach has any elite level experience in the pro ranks. I mean, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Before Gervonta fought Lamont, we only heard about Lamont when he fought Hector Garcia. That was my first time ever hearing of Lamont Roach, and that was probably a year before.
Rising star Bruce "Shoo Carrington voiced his disappointment with how these types of fights are affecting boxing. He noted that Jake Paul has mostly faced older, retired, or less skilled opponents, and now Gervonta Davis, once a dominant force, is no longer at his peak. Carrington worries that the sport is moving away from true competition and focusing more on money-driven spectacles. He warned that if Jake Paul and his financial backers like Turki Alshik keep creating these mega events, younger fighters might follow, chasing big payouts over competitive matches. On the other hand, some analysts see Jake Paul's choices differently, arguing that he's also motivated by legitimacy. They believe Paul genuinely wants to prove he belongs in serious boxing conversations, and facing a talent like Davis helps him do that. Since his debut, Paul has been fighting for respect, and each win brings him closer to being recognized as a legitimate fighter.
And it definitely seems like this is that he wants the respect of legitimacy. He doesn't want to be looked at like some type of, you know, I don't know, circus act. Like, you know, people think that he's doing these fights that are being thrown, that he's not legitimate, you know, and his detractors are saying that it's like, yeah, okay, well, you did this, you did that, but these guys were old, or, you know, they were retired, or this and that. But the fact of the matter is, when you fought a real fighter, you lost. So people are like, you're not legitimate. That's what people say. So after everything I've seen on him, if he can beat Tank Davis, I think he'll have his legitimacy card. If he can beat or do something like Rocky 1 to where you got people questioning who won, then he's going to get all the respect in the world. That's how I think it's going to go. Because I've seen Tank just destroy people, body people, play with his food, you know, with people. You know what I'm saying? Tank is legit as it gets. So, hey, I had to do this video real quick. You let me know what you think. Now, some of you are already going to say, is this, nah, they're going to fix it, just like they fixed the other ones.
Finally, some critics downplay the hype by pointing out that the fight is being promoted as an exhibition. They say this changes the stakes because exhibitions are rarely fought with the same intensity, risk, or competitive pressure as official bouts. To them, the event is mostly showmanship rather than a true contest. They believe fans should adjust their expectations, remembering that the fight is meant to entertain, generate revenue, and attract attention, not to determine who is the best in boxing.
It's really not going to be any competition. So when Gervonta gets in the ring with Jake Paul, please understand that this is not going to be a boxing match. It is going to be an exhibition. It is there for entertainment, okay? It's kind of like, you know, when you see, you know, an advertisement and it's this beautiful piece of food, but you know that the only reason it looks like that is because it's spray painted and you got all kind of non-edible things on it to make it look better, make it look good, but it's really just an exhibition. It's just really something to give you a general idea of and get you excited about some general nonsense. That's the only way that I can describe it. You get to see Jake Paul in the ring, you get to see Gervonta in the ring, you get to see him move around, but you're not going to really see a competitive fight. It's an exhibition. So this is not going to be a real fight for Jake Paul. My understanding is that a real fight for Gervonta Davis is probably going to be 10 2-minute rounds, and nothing's really going to happen. It's going to be choreographed. If Jake Paul gets too cute and tries to land something too hard on Gervonta's probably just going to move and fight on the outside, slip shots, get on the inside, wind up hitting him with something that could be quite heavy. So, like I'm saying, don't take it and think that this is some real fight.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more. Until next time.